Mm. Have you ever been in a desert? Okay. Let me talk about this. There are moments when, no, I think it's important to recognize the season of life, but we learn. We learn every day, and every day is a new day to learn a new thing about ourselves and about the nature of the world and how it functions. For those who are interested, because not everybody is interested in in actually knowing anything about the world, or taking a moment to see to see things of life is life, like how. Okay, well, we all starts from somewhere, because there were moments when I never cared about anything, about I cared about nothing because when everything is readily available for you, you don't care much. You don't care much. When all is catered for, when you haven't gotten down to the jungle of life, to, to the jungle of life, I call it jungle or desert, because there were moments when it was jungle first, then desert. Okay, that's how I can categorize it. For me, uh, jungle life, desert life, winter, winter, winter life. And now I feel like I I can say now I can clearly see how these cycles work. Actually, okay, that's for me and for my life. But everybody has their own different experiences. So, what do we say? The jungle life, if you are not aware you're in the jungle life, you're in the jungle, you get to be, can I say, a victim or the prey? Because in the jungle is either you're the hunter or the prey, right? And if you're just naive and you find yourself in the jungle, you find yourself in the season whereby it's your time to be in the jungle, but you're not even aware that, oh, this is how the jungle work, and you're there thinking everybody is just as you, as naive as you are, and as honest from your heart, because you're new here. Oh, hi, I'm new here. Yes, they already know you're new there. And if nobody tells you, or nobody told you before you got there, because sometimes also how we grew up matters a lot, because if you had parents who were aware and they told you this and this and this is how it works, and this and this and this is how it works, it's a good thing when you find yourself in your jungle period and or your jungle season, because now you are able to remember, oh, this and this and this was said, oh, this and this and this is how to spot a prey, this is how to spot um, the hunter or the vulture or the lion or the hyena, whichever you are facing at that time. And since you are naive and you get there in that jungle, you bleed a lot. You really bleed a lot, because for those who have mastered the jungle, They will teach you a lesson. They will really, really will teach you a lesson. But there's those who are willing to help you through genuinely, but there are those who are just, yes, it's hunting, it's hunting. It's hunting, it's hunting. I need food, I go to hunt. I need this, I go to hunt. I need that, I go to hunt. So if you find yourself in in the jungle, you're not even aware what is happening, and you get a lot of bleeding because you get beaten here, you get beaten there, you get like it's knockout, knockout, knockout. So I think that's my experience. My experience in the jungle life, uh, when you're not even aware that you're in the jungle. But as time goes by, if you master the jungle when still in the jungle, good for you. But if your jungle season ends and even you have not mastered or you are not even aware you are in the jungle, now you go to to the fall, let's say to the to the to the desert. But the fall, I think the fall comes first because now you're bleeding and stuff and you're wounded and everything about you is just crashing, right? Because you're wondering like, how can life be this cruel? How can now you're in that victim mode, like, oh, how can they do this to me? How can they do that to me? No, that's how it works. You either get eaten or you eat someone. That's how that's how it worked at that time. Uh, in a place of the man eat man society, because it depends with which jungle you land yourself in. If you find yourself in that lower jungle of the man eat man's society, then the chances of surviving there is very small because you get wounded, you get bruised. They're merciless, they're ruthless. There is that place is I can't explain in words, but it's just wild. So then from there you're wounded and stuff, and now you go to the fall because now you feel everything is just a mess. Everything is just a mess. Your mental health, your emotional status, uh, the your ability even to trust is no more there. Your ability to trust people, it's no more there. The ability to even allow yourself to feel. You cannot allow even yourself to feel, because if you allow yourself to feel, everywhere aches. If you allow yourself to see, everywhere is bleeding. If you allow yourself to think at that moment, you will lose it. You can just snap. Okay. Now that is one experience of being in the jungle when you are naive. Then you come from that jungle, then now everything now is falling because you are withering, because now you're closing off, because it is scary. It scares you, it's scary, it has broken you down. So in the fall is where if you are lucky enough that you have a support system around you, good for you. But for those who do not have a support system around you, those like genuine support around you, because sometimes in that moment also, when you think like, oh, I'm out of that, you meet now someone who is pressing you now down, because they want you down. They can already see, okay, I have been waiting for you to be in that state, so it's my turn now to press you down. And these are the people where you find yourself. These people just want to make you think you are the problem. That is not the time that you need that. That is the time that you need clarity, that you need some holding, that you need a bit of support. If you're lucky, you get it. But for others, you don't get it because you're surrounded also by people who are happy to see you there. Sometimes we find ourselves there, like we are surrounded by people who are happy to see us in that situation, which is very, 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 very sad to even think about. So when you find yourself now in that the fall, just allow it. Just allow it. Just allow it. Let what falls fall. Be it friends, so we call them friends that are not supportive at that time, or the people that caused you the injury, because you cannot heal in the same place that you got sick from. You cannot heal, or you cannot be whole in the same place that broke you, because each time you try to be whole, they broke you on purpose. They made you sick on purpose. So if you try to heal yourself when you're in the same environment, they will inject even more poison. And if you try to mend yourself in the place that broke you, they will even inflict more force on you to ensure that you don't get back up, or like you don't get up again, because they need you, they want you in that position of being broken, because there is something they gain from you being broken. That's that's something I have noticed. There are people who, when you are in that broken state, is when they benefit from you. So that's why they have to keep you in that position for the longest time, as much as they can, and they will make you sick. Okay, sick is not like the coughs and the whatever, but sick is whereby you have to depend on them. You need their support. But it's quite interesting because they're always the first to help, but their help really, it's never help. It's to put in more poison in. To put more poison in. And it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting of how the world works. But actually, I came to learn also, it's okay, we'll get there. But let's just go step by step. We'll get there. So you're in the fall. Allow what falls, falls. If you need to take your time, take your space, take it. You need to take a breather, breathe. You need to move. If you feel this place is making you uncomfortable, it's making you sick, it's making you lose it, just move and find some place where you can calm down, nurture yourself, heal yourself to the place or to the point where you feel now you're okay to now face what really happened to you, right? So that's the fall season. That's actually what I learned. Then there is winter. Winter is where you get your fire. If you decide to, if you have allowed yourself to heal. Because if you don't heal, you don't allow yourself to go the season of the fall, to allow things to just shed. Whatever needs to go. And you find yourself now in winter, where now, because the winter has to happen. The winter has to happen for you to find your warmth or your healing. Because, okay, that's the experience I have had. When you're in the fall, you have allowed things to fall. You have nurtured yourself enough to be on your feet, to have that clarity, and to start now seeing, trying to put where this went, like what really happened, what led to this, what led to that. Now you are in winter. When you enter winter is when all goes cold, because remember, you have shed, so there is, most of the time, there is never anyone around you, especially if you have moved to another place. You find yourself alone. And now it's winter. You have cried. You have shed what needed to be shed. You have blocked the people needed to be blocked, because you have to. Okay, sometimes you just have to block. You'll unblock later, but just block for your sake, because it's all about you sometimes. Okay, when you come to learn about it, you just learn it's all about the person you are. It's never about the other person. So you get yourself to winter, and winter is cold, and you have no one around you. You have cried, no more tears to shed, right? So you're here, and everything is cold, everything is quiet, everything is silent. Now that is when you learn to hear. That's when you learn to see. That's when you learn to smell. That's when you learn to taste. That's when you learn that you got a fire inside you, that you got your own warmth. That's when you learn that you can heal yourself. That's when you learn to see things clearly, like clear, with a clear vision. Because at that time, there is nobody telling you, no, nobody is gaslighting you unless you gaslight yourself, right? Nobody is whispering to you. You just need to just sit and listen and allow yourself to hear. Because sometimes we listen to things, but we don't hear. I mean, do we hear, not listening? Okay, whichever. But sometimes we look, we don't see. We are looking, but we are not seeing, right? We are testing stuff, but we are not really testing the real taste. Actually, many times we don't taste. We just consume. That's when you learn to have that you can enjoy food for food. You can have a moment with food. You can have a moment with water. You can have a moment with a shower. You can have a moment with a walk. The winter it's quite beautiful. It's quite beautiful if you're not afraid to be alone. It's quite beautiful because that is when you learn more about yourself. That's when you learn your warmth. That's when you learn your true nature, your true lens. You learn to now, because nobody is trying to convince you anything. You are seeing for yourself. You are hearing for yourself. You're smelling for yourself. You are enjoying the food for yourself. It's not because, oh, the food is good. No, it's not. No, you're doing it for you. For you. Now, after the fall is where you find your fire. Okay, that is what I saw. And once you find your fire, that's it. That's it. Once you find your fire, it's now when you know how to battle for yourself, talk for yourself, stand up for yourself. No, I'm not talking about you bullying the other person, but understanding that this thing has nothing to do with the other person. It is the things that goes on in you. That's when you learn to see what space you occupy in your own life. Because I think this, for those who are lucky enough to have people around them to tell them early on that this is how life works, you're lucky. For those who had to learn for themselves, well, you're strong soldiers and you did good and you're doing good. If you're in the process, you're still doing good. Keep on, keep on, keep on, keep on marching. Keep on marching. Yeah, keep on marching. Keep on fighting. Keep on standing for yourself. Keep on cleaning your house. Because I realize you can be in your life, but you're not in your life. Like, you are this small in your life. In your own body, you are squeezing yourself to fit in your body like this, because you have given other people the space that you're supposed to be occupying in your life. You have given people the seat that you're supposed to be sitting in your own house, because the vessel is your own house. The body is your own house, but we have given people those spaces. There is a person in your head. There is a person like your water space is full of people. They're there relaxing and spoiling your water and doing whatever they want. That's your emotional body. Your fire body, it's already extinguished because you can't even think for yourself anymore, because everybody is trying to put off that torch. Wherever you try to think for yourself, they hijack your thoughts. They hijack your mental body, because you have allowed people to occupy those seats. Not like people who like come sit here. We don't really do that physically, but we do that not knowing that we have given people those seats in our lives. So, like, you go to your water space, and your water space, the place, that beach area, because the body is just like the earth. That's why we have this physical body to be able to navigate through the earth. You get yourself in that water area, and you find you have no space to even sit and relax. Your waters are so spoiled, they are so dark, like they're dirty. Okay, because everybody is doing their stuff, is stirring your emotions how they want to. That's why you get angry or emotional at even things that are not even yours to start with. You carry so much load that is not even yours. Your emotional body is in chaos. You're always in chaos. You're always surrounded with chaos. This is to show you that your water body is full of people that needs to find their place in their own space. Actually, the funny thing is it has nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with you for allowing them to come in and occupy that space in your own body. Right? If you say no, I'm now not allowing, I will not allow you to come in my waters to start trouble or to stir my waters with whatever chaos, or to come bathe in my waters, because there are those people who, especially if you are someone who have a gift of empathy. Is empathy a gift? It's both a gift and a curse. Not in a way, because okay, we'll come to that later. If you are a person who is able to listen to people, to sit down and allow people to offload their stress on you, and you don't know how to clean your space, then you will carry that state into your waters. Now you have carried the problems or whatever they were carrying into your space, right? And now you're not even aware of it. If you're not aware of it, then that whatever you carried from that person stays with you. So you have to learn how to cleanse your space. You have to cleanse your waters, right? Then the next thing is your fire, your mental body. Your mental body is fire, right? If you're not able, you have allowed a lot of people to come in in your mind, like everybody can just put on their thoughts on you, so you hardly think for yourself. So they occupy that space. So all these voices are in your head. So if someone spoke something of doubt to you, it's still in you. If someone said something positive, it's still in you. If someone said something negative, it's still in you. So you have to know what's really you. What's your thoughts? What do you think like? How do you see things? Because sometimes also, it's not sometimes, before we get to that level of learning that, okay, this is how it is, people will force you to see things how they see them. That's why I said from the beginning, like, this is my perspective. This is how I see it. It's not, because everything is true and everything is lie at the same time. Whatever I'm seeing right now is true to me, but if you're not seeing what I'm seeing, you'll be like, it's a lie, right? But it's true until you see it, and it's a lie. It's a lie before you see it. Is that, yes? It's true when you see it, and it's a lie before you see it. So that's how life is. All is true and all is lie. All is right and all is wrong, or left. All is well and all is going the wrong way until you are there. You have to get lost to find yourself. That's how it is. So you have to learn to clean your mental space. You have to learn to clean your mental space, emotional space, your water body, your fire body, so that you can recognize your thought. You have to clean your eyes, your lens. Yes, I tell you this is how it is, okay, fine. And you are also give yourself a chance to ask, okay, why do you see it that way? Can I see it from your perspective? So once you allow yourself to see from the other person's perspective, the conflict dissolves, because now, oh yeah, you're right, and oh yeah, you're right, because it's that way, especially in relationships. Because okay, like in relationships we fight so much because we want to prove ourselves, like what I'm seeing is what is there, and it's true, you're right, how you're seeing it, it's true to you at that moment, and it's a lie for me until I see it, right? So we have to give each other a chance to see from the other person's seat. If I'm sitting on this side and I'm seeing the best to use is then 6 6 9. I'm seeing a 6, and from your seat you're seeing a 9. So unless we change position to see from the other person's perspective, there will always be conflict in relationships. And I'm not a relationship expert, so mine didn't work. But we learn every day. So we have to learn to clean our mental space, our water space, our physical vessel, our house. We have to learn to clean our soul too. Yes, yes, it's the, like the soul, like the person you are. Hmm? Or the spirit. I'm not okay. I'll get that in straight, because also everything has a spirit, but not everything has a soul. Yeah. So that's winter. Oh, that's when you find your fire. Then there is desert. The desert era. Here is where you find snakes, vipers. Here is where you find scorching sun. Here is where you find drought, like luck. Okay, desert season is desert season. Like desert, nothing is growing. Everything is hot. Everything is poisonous. Everything is just, and it's that poison that you're not even aware that you have been bitten, because something about that's also something else about vipers. Vipers, we find vipers mostly in the desert. These are ambush, they are ambush predators, right? They know how to fit in, to camouflage in the sand. Mm. So you're not even aware they're there. They're always in your life. They're always looking. When you want to make a move, that's when they strike. And that move is paralyzed. That's why I call it desert era, because nothing moves at that time. Every time you try to make a move, the leg that is making a move, it gets struck, right? And you're not even aware what really happened. And the whole thing is paralyzed. And now you have to abort that mission, because they'll sit there observing. After they strike you, and they are the first people to be there to tell you, oh, what happened? Yes, they are the one. But it has nothing to do with them. We'll get there. um, Desert spirit is where now you find, also there you find the death, you find the two death. And that's why I call a page of mine Uniting All Through the Gates of Scorpion, because it's desert era, desert period or season. It actually teaches you a lot, because here is where you find now Scorpion. And I like Scorpion because it gives you a chance to either feel the pain, through the pain, and find your own medicine through that pain, or you die. Or you die in that desert. Because the strike of a scorpion is painful. Okay, I've never been stung by one, but I had a coworker stung. And okay, how he elaborates it is like he has never cried as a man, but that time he cried. So I can say, I'm sure it's painful. So, but the scorpion spirit is it's kind of good. For me, it feels like the real death that gives you a chance to be alive again. Uh, think about it. The scorpion itself, it moves in season. I mean, it has to shed its exoskeleton, right? Like 7 times to reach its maturity. So it teaches us how to shed. We have to shed to grow, to shed to grow. Because once you are bitten, you have to ask yourself, where was I bitten and what really bit me? But until you know why you were bitten and what bit you, you can never ever grow from there, because it will strike again, strike again, strike again, and at the end of the day, you might find yourself dead. But once you sit down and ask yourself, what bit me? and sit down and look at the situation again and say, and now see, oh, is this person I allowed in my life? Now it's time for them to go. It's time for me to make these people move. And you don't chase people out. You upgrade yourself and they fall off. You upgrade, you move from what they were able to strike to something higher. You have to move above their level. If it's envy or it's jealousy, you have to look that within yourself, because that's a reflection of something inside you. So you have to look at yourself. And if you're not the jealous type, then you have to look at what are they jealous about you, because whatever they're jealous about you, it's something maybe they cannot have. That's why they are paralyzing you from making any progress in your life, because it's weird. It's weird, people who have that jealous spirit or envious spirit. It's quite strange how it comes out. So you have to understand what really beat you and why it beat you. If it is something you have that they're jealous about, then you have to know how to protect that thing that they're jealous about by moving out of their space or putting boundaries for yourself. You don't hate them, you don't have anything against them, but you have to protect your own self, because if you don't protect you, nobody will protect you. If you don't fight for you, nobody will fight for you. But that doesn't mean you go knocking people out. No, you have to know how to battle, because it's never about flesh and blood. We are fighting spirits and energies. It's all about, actually, yeah, that's the term. It's all about energy. It's all about frequency. It's all about the vibe, right? So yeah, I have talked too much.